Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? Jennifer, I'm not very happy you placed me after Dr. Kennard. Let me tell you.
I know.
What an amazing presentation. Thank you very much. You know, some days you want to eat salads and go to the gym. Some days you eat cupcakes and refuse to put on pants. That's balance. The end. Any questions? Next slide, please. So before I get into why I feel balance is a key to truly taking care of yourself, I want to clarify who I am and who I am not. Already today, I had two people that I heard directly, and I had someone else I could hear in the background say, "Oh my gosh, do you know you look like?" Or they say, "Has anyone ever told you how much you look like?" Or I get the, "Oh gosh, I thought you were John Cena." I'd like to clarify something. I'm not John Cena. Next slide, please. And I have some statistics to help prove this. First of all, I am 5'10" and a half. Jennifer, somebody missed the half. Can we add that, please? John Cena's 6'1". I'm 195 pounds. John Cena, 251 pounds. Come on. Chest, well, he's 10 inches bigger. I got him on stomach, but of course his stomach is 5 inches bigger of pure muscle. So, and his arms, well, I'm not going to lie. I lied. I don't have 17-inch arms. He's got at least 19 or 20 inch. Some other things, he body slams people. He's a 16 times world champion wrestling, world wrestling champ. And people obviously can't see him. When I play hide and seek with my kids, I'm found all the time, so obviously people can see me. So I think it's clear I'm not John Cena. Can we put it to bed?
Yeah.
Okay, next slide, please. So why do I feel balance is the key to truly taking care of you? I'm a Christian. At a young age, I was saved at a Christian camp, and it's something I'm very thankful my parents took me to, and I'm very thankful they gave a good example of a Christian home. I'm a father of 3 amazing kids. I've got a... It's funny. Talk about your kids. I've got a... I've got an 8-year-old son, a 6-year-old daughter, and a 5-year-old son. I told myself I wouldn't cry.
See, John Cena, he does.
John Cena probably doesn't cry. True. She said I was an Eagle Scout. I was also a Scoutmaster for 12 years. I enjoy coaching my youth sports. I'm actually currently signed up to be a head coach of basketball that I know nothing about. So if anyone wants to give me pointers, I'm open ears. I'm a owner of a construction company that's very successful. We're very blessed with that. We're in 20 years of business now. 20 years of business. I'm very active in my church. I handle the building and grounds at our church. I also am the leader of MOB, which is our men's ministry. I'm an isogenics associate. I can talk to anyone about that afterwards. I'm very passionate about helping others. That's why I'm here today. I want to help. I'm an outdoors junkie. I just found out last night that, 2 years ago, I was able to summit Mount Washington up in New Hampshire. Anyone that knows about that, it's a pretty volatile climate area. And when you do it during the summer, it's pretty easy, pretty routine. Well, my friends and I think it's a great idea to do it in February. And if you're not sure what that means, check out Mount Washington, New Hampshire in February. Yeah, it's not good. Anyhow. So 16 months ago, I tossed. I don't like to say lost because I think when we lose things, we miss them. I tossed 20 pounds and over 20 inches of fat for good. Haven't brought them back. I've been maintaining the lowest body fat percentage in my life. I'm the strongest I've ever been. I just realized that the other day. There's only one exercise I'm not stronger now than I was when I was 20. Next slide, please. Why balance? Why is balance the key to taking care of, truly taking care of you? 4 years ago, I was married to a beautiful wife with 4 kids, 3 dogs, had a growing business, lived in the house with a white picket fence, and was literally living the American dream. At least so it appeared to everyone. Fast forward 2 years and I served a divorce notice from my wife. It's funny how you don't truly realize you're running your life 90 miles per hour out of balance, how it affects your family until you hit a wall. Why hit a wall? When Jennifer asked me to present on health and wellness, I had 2 trains of thoughts and balance just kept coming back to my heart. First month of living in my current home, only having my kids half the time, there's a lot of silence, a lot of downtime. You have a lot of time to think and reflect. I realized I was a good husband, but not a great one. I'm sorry. Not the kind of man, not the kind of husband God calls me to be. I was focused so much on providing for my family that I often missed being a part of it. There's no time for the gym, so my pecs transformed to moobs. Anyone know what moobs are? They are man boobs. And I developed the dreaded dad bod. You know, one of the first times I realized I was out of shape was when I was finished mowing the yard and I stopped and my moobs didn't. So, anyhow. Kids. I got home from work, typically late, typically as dinner was on the table or they were eating it. And between fixing things, taking care of things, and a little bit of playtime, I didn't have very much time with my kids. God, well, like a lot of us, he got my attention Sunday mornings. He got my attention the occasional Wednesdays when I could make men's group. Friends. Well, as we get older, it's harder to maintain friendships. It just seems like life gets so busy that you don't get to connect as much as you want to. Sadly, work was the only area of my life that wasn't suffering. The wall made me realize how incredibly out of balance my life was. Next slide, please. You know, Forrest Gump says life is like a box of chocolates, right? You never know what you're going to get. Well, I feel life is like a bicycle. If it's out of balance, it's going to be a really rough ride. Do you guys like that bike? Yeah. That bike was like how I was living. Trying to ride a bike like that, frustrated, and I felt like I was constantly fighting for everything. I want to clarify. I don't have this harmonic balance thing 100% figured out in my own life, but I can tell you in the last 2 years, my life's gotten drastically better. Now let's take a look at how we can all be more intentional about a harmonic balance in our own lives, shall we? Health is a state of being free from illness or injury. Wellness is an active process of becoming aware of and making choices toward a healthy and fulfilling life. Wellness is more than being free from illness. It's a dynamic or constantly moving process of change and growth, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Let me repeat that because this is important. Wellness is more than being free from illness. Yes. It's a dynamic process of change and growth and a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. Isn't it funny how it's not just saying diet and exercise?
Yes.
In my opinion, there are 7 distinct areas that make up a well-balanced and harmonic life, at least for me. Any areas, I'd like you guys, this is this is audience participation. Any areas you guys can think of should be included in a well-balanced life. I'll start off with spiritual. Finances. Emotional. Pardon? Belief. Spiritual. Your body. These are the 7 I believe. Emotional, work and purpose, family, body, mind, spirit, and social. I'd like to start with spirit. If I just ignore the timekeeper, does that mean I don't have to listen to her? Realize I'm not looking over this way. Spirit. Believe in God and have a relationship with Him and His Son, Jesus Christ, who died on the cross for our sins so that we can have life everlasting. Read the Bible, God's love letter to us daily, and journal so you can reflect on it. Make quiet time to talk with God. Be an active participant, not just a consumer at church. Volunteer. Show up and help. Talk about God and faith outside of church. Family. I believe we should fulfill family responsibilities while maintaining healthy boundaries. My opinion, marriages come first. Kids, job, in-laws, parents, they get put in the back of the bus. Thank you. What to do if you're single? Well, really, that all depends on what stage of life you're in. But I heard a wise woman, a very, very old, very wise woman once say, if you're single, give God the place you would your spouse. It'll help you make less poor choices knowing God's your partner. What kind of choices would we all make if we knew God was with us? If we knew He was right next to us every day? Be intentional about being with your family. Plan dates with your spouse, with kids, with parents, with other relatives. You know, I'm finally learning that kids spell love Time.
Wow.
Plan daily device-free time. Do you guys know what the average of a study I read from 2017? Do you know how many hours on average as adults we're in front of a device, we're in front of a screen? Anyone want to take a guess?
10 years.
How many hours a day? How many hours a day? Yes, ma'am.
10 hours?
You cheated. That's exactly what it was. It's 10 hours a day. 2018 shows between 10 and 12. It actually shows higher statistics. 10 hours a day in front of a device. Occupational purpose. Why do we say purpose? Can I ask, are there any stay-at-home moms in the room? Stay-at-home moms? Okay, well, if there are, I think you have the hardest job out there, so hats off to you. Absolutely. But occupation and purpose. Love what you do. Jeff Bezos, I hope I'm saying that right, the founder of Amazon, I believe everyone in here buys from him, says, I believe in a harmonic balance. I find if I'm happy at work, I'm a better husband and father. If at home life is good, I'm happier and more productive at work. A harmonic balance. Maintain perspective. Our time at work typically utilizes the majority of our day. There is no amount of money worth going to a job you hate. Treat work, I love this one, treat work as though God's your direct supervisor.
Okay.
Do all things as for him. There's plenty of scripture that supports that. I included finances. I probably could have made finances a separate one, but I included in occupational here and purpose. Remember, finances, it's all God's. It's not yours. Tithe. Give back. Have control of your money. Create and maintain a budget. Dave Ramsey, he runs and founded Financial Peace University. It's basically one of the country's largest Christian-based financial teaching institutions. One of his favorite sayings is, if you will live today like no one else, then you can live like no one else later. So if you save today and you put it away, you can live later like no one else. Give, donate to your church, youth programs, shelters, veterans programs, maybe Unstoppable You Ministries.
Whoop, whoop.
Doesn't have to be much, just give. Social, be intentional. Call friends and make dates. Don't keep score. If they don't reach out and initiate, keep calling them back. If they stop getting together with you, then move on to other friends. This is one that I did that blew my mind. If you're feeling antisocial and you feel like you just need to get out, buy tickets and go somewhere. Go to an event. What I mean is, if you're a single person, buy 3 tickets and take 2 people with you. If you're married or if you have a significant other, buy 4 tickets and take people with you. I don't know how to explain this, but when you're at the event, you'll understand.
Wow.
Body. Body. God commanded us to take care of our bodies. Whose image were we made in? We were made in His image. Seek a lifestyle you love, not a diet. Diets come and go. Lifestyles, how long are they here for? Life. Set realistic and achievable input and output goals. Set achievable input goals versus output. What's an output goal? I want to lose 20 pounds. What's an input goal? I'm going to work out 3 to 4 days a week, and I'm going to monitor my daily food intake till I lose X pounds or till I reach X weight. The difference is you're focusing on the effort to get to your goal versus just the result of the goal. And here's why. As a society, we like to be lottery winners, meaning we're looking for that instant gratification or the instant fortune like when you win the lottery.
Okay.
The reality is fat doesn't just show up overnight. It takes time to develop, it takes time to grow, and it will take time to lose it. So focus on your input goals and put the effort in. The other thing is to start with the right mindset when it comes to exercising. Actually, this is just a right mindset in life in general. This is from Jeff Olson, who wrote the book Slight Edge, a book I highly recommend. It'll take time. Consistently making small good choices will lead to the success you want. Consistently making small good choices will lead to the success you want. Also remember with your body, different people, different things work for. So diet, someone might need a diet coach. Someone might just need to track their food and how they eat. Someone might need a meal replacement program. Exercise, there's certainly different apps out there. There's going to the gym, there's seeing a trainer. There's also spending 5 minutes a day at your desk, doing exercise at your desk. And there's tons of research out there you can find on the internet. Remember, we have one life to live, one body to live it in, so take care of it. Mind. Read daily, 10 to 15 minutes. Fun books, informative books, newspaper articles, anything, just read. Replace devices with Sudoku, crossword puzzles, card and board games. Isn't it cool how a board game night could be an awesome social event or a family event? Pick up something new. I'm recently picked up the guitar. I'm learning how to play the guitar now. I'm teaching myself and my 3 fingers hurt like crazy, but we're learning. Language classes, etc. Emotions. I believe we're made in God's image and He gave us feelings. He has feelings. Understand it's okay to have feelings, to recognize them and understand them, but also know it's not okay to give them power to make you do anything. Allow yourself time to understand and evaluate your emotions. This is another Jeff Olson saying from The Slight Edge. Happiness is created by simple, easy things we do every day. Unhappiness is created by not doing these simple, easy, everyday things. Next slide, please. Up here's a couple verses. I'm not going to read them all because of time, but each one of these goes to one of the areas that I talked about. One of my favorites is 1 Corinthians 6, 19, 20, the one to the right. Do you know your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, when you have whom you have from God? You are not your own, for you are bought with a price. Glorify God with your body. I like the with your body version. Another one I like is Proverbs 18:15. An intelligent heart acquires knowledge, and the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Yes. The Bible's full of references. Make time to evaluate your life and decide the areas you need to make up for your own harmonic balance. It's not the same for everyone. I think we're going to be pretty similar, but I think we all have our own unique areas. Whatever you do, work on finding your balance. Fast forward to today. I don't have my life in complete balance, but I'll say this, with the changes I made over the last 2 years, I'm closer to God than I've ever been. Yes. I'm closer to my kids, to my parents, to my friends than I've ever been. My health is the best it's ever been, and my rear end isn't getting sore from the bike seat anymore. Guess my bike's tires are pretty much in balance, right? Thank you.